Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you very much for the kind introduction. Thank you for the invitation. Just give me a sign. How is the energy level in this room? Not the Facebook button, but okay. Perfect. Because you know, I saw you guys drinking Kölsch out there and some wine, and I was just wondering in this temperature how that how you guys will react. I'm industry head at Google Germany, that's true. And what does that mean? I'm basically kind of a consultant to OEMs in Germany, rather in terms of marketing solutions. And you know, the question is, how do you reach out to the specific car buyer at the right moment of time? This is a question that I want to solve together with the OEMs. So I'm not the engineer, and I think it's very hard to find an engineer who talks about self-driving car, for example, in Germany, because I haven't found any from the Google side at least. And I think the next person to reach out is in Silicon Valley. But nevertheless, let's give it a try, and let's step out of the automotive world a little bit first. And let's have a look at what Google does in general. We have this department called Google X. I don't know if you heard about it. And we like try to solve a lot of problems of mankind, as you could say. So I don't know if you heard about the contact lens. It's for diabetes patients. It's, you know, the fact was that you could measure the blood sugar of a person in his or her tear fluid, so in the eye. But nobody did anything about it. And with this contact lens, with this produced now together with Novartis, the patient can really measure his or her blood sugar level, and it's being measured automatically every second. So there's no need to prick your finger regularly in order to really analyze your blood. And the good thing about it is that once a certain level is exceeded, of blood sugar, it gives you a sign through an integrated LED to tell the user there's something wrong, you have to go see the doctor or give you some insulin or something like this. And so there's a very broad range of fields we are in. I don't know if you heard about Google Loon. This is the, on the lower right side, this is the balloons we shoot up into the stratosphere, so they are floating around at about 20 kilometers. Trying to provide or providing wireless LAN to the users on Earth. The problem behind it is that Google says there's about 2.5 billion people online today. Obviously, most of them on Facebook, as we heard. The thing is, what about the next? What is about the 2/3 of world's population which is not online? So in order, and the thing is that bringing infrastructure to remote areas where many people in this world live is just too expensive and doesn't really work out well. So the idea was to send these balloons up in the air and provide a wireless LAN. So no matter if you're somewhere up in the mountains or in a jungle or wherever, you just open your laptop and you have, or of course your smartphone, and you have direct and very fast connection. And then there's, of course, Project Wing, like which we try to have a look at what will the future of drones look like in order to minimize logistics problems when it comes to delivering goods to human beings. And of course, the self-driving car, as you all know. And the self-driving car, of course, I mean, we have heard some scenarios already today. I think the approach of Google engineers is just to do proper research and to try out how things will work and work now and maybe will work in the future. So the question is, or let's put it this way, the challenge was there is about 1.2 million people dying in car accidents each year. We have done, I think, 2.7 million kilometers now with this car, or with several of these cars, and there have been, I think it was 9 or 11 accidents, and none of those was caused by the car itself. It was somebody drove into it, or the driver did a bad mistake or something, and no one was hurt in these accidents. So that's could be kind of a progress in technical evolution, and let's see where it goes. Apart from these Google X projects, we are, trying to invest and research in many other fields that we think are relevant for the future. It is robotics, it is connected wearables, of course, which we all have already today, medical intelligence and home appliances, and many, many, many more. I think there's probably no one who really can name you all the Google products and the research fields we are active in at the moment. So coming back to my work, I yesterday had a look at Google Maps, of course. This is a screenshot from my desktop, and I said, okay, how long is it going to take to go from the airport to this place, to the Halle? And it said, of course, as you all know, it's 25 minutes. This morning when I did it, it took a little. It said it would take a little longer, like 30 minutes, because this is real-time data we are retrieving. You see exactly like where are the points where where the traffic jam is, or where it just takes a little longer. So it's real-time data we are analyzing and providing to the user in order to make the user's life better. This is all what it's about. And you at the same time you get information on what would it take if you took public transport, how long would it take, and how much would it cost, and probably within a click you can even buy a ticket. So that's what we all know. That's our day-to-day life. And because this system is so easy to use, and I've been using Google Maps heavily even before I started with Google, I must say. Why? Because to me it's the easiest tool I can get, and it provides me the right information at the right point of time, and it's very relevant for me. And I have in my car, which is like 7 years old, I have a fixed GPS system, and I have used it maybe 2 or 3 times. The rest of the time I use my smartphone with Google Maps. I switch it on and I put it aside to the central console. And listen to it, and it brings me very fast where I want to go. And the only problem is that, of course, I have to look down sometimes to see what the map is really doing. And sometimes, of course, if I turn around, it falls over to the other side. And so what Google did, and it was mentioned today already, we initiated the Automotive Alliance, an open automotive alliance, with the goal to bring actually Android, our smartphone system, into the car. So the challenge is, I have the smartphone with me every day. It is my secretary, it's my advisor. It's without a smartphone, I think nobody of us could even think about being able to survive nowadays. So, and why this is so, and because this is so important, we thought at Google it should be the thing I take into my car seamlessly. So I go into my car. Maybe I leave the phone in my pocket, and I have immediately all the information and all the content of my smartphone very easily available in my car. And this looks like that. That's Android Auto, the product of this alliance, and you see that Maps is installed, and you can control the switch through the switches of the steering wheel and the dashboard and everything. So everything is like seamless, very intuitive, and of course you can even listen to music and also even make a phone call if you wish. Also, everything's steered by voice control, of course. The thing is that we wanted to achieve is to minimize distraction, because we all know, even if we are talking on the phone and don't even have the phone in our hands, but with a Freisprechanlage, I don't know, we are distracted because we have other thoughts in our minds, and you can measure it, that there are more, more accidents when people are talking on the phone. So our aim was to make it as safe and as least distracting as possible. And these systems are being delivered right now by Hyundai in USA. And from next year on, all the VW models are optionally being shipped with this system, and many, many more car manufacturers are working with it. I think there's about 35 partners in this alliance, and most of them are really OEMs. What else do we do for our OEMs, like me as a consultant to the OEMs? We bring out, we want to reach the consumer. In order to reach the consumer, with the right message in order to sell him a car later on, we really need to know how he or she is behaving and what he's doing on the web and anywhere else, of course. So what we do is we bring out a study, or we do a study every year, a global study in many, many markets, a representative study which measures like how is the behavior of a new car buyer. We're focusing on the new car buyer now, maybe it's going to be extended, but we have a track record of several years already, and I'm very excited about the results that are coming out, probably, I hope, for the ERR in September, the new study of 2015. There's many, many things we find out which are very interesting, and the development is getting faster and faster. And one example is that the whole period, the average period of buying a car of a person in Germany being occupied with the topic of buying a new car has reduced by 50%. It used to be, 2 years ago, it used to be 4 months. And right now, or in 2015, it was 2 months. And let's see what it's going to be in 2015. Probably it has shortened even more. And another fact, within this study we call gear shift. It's for free. You can find it on the web. And it was mentioned by Enrico, I think, today, that doesn't matter if it's like 15% or 29%, but the minority of people really today have a brand in mind in the beginning of the buying process. So, and this is getting less and less and less. And so 71% of people will change their mind or don't even have a brand in mind at the beginning of the buying process. And it's developing faster and faster. So we know that from the small portion of people who have a brand in mind, 1/3 will buy a totally other brand that they haven't even thought of in the beginning of the process. This is very relevant data because it makes it even harder for the car manufacturers and for the dealership especially to really reach out to the consumer in the right point of time. And it doesn't really work properly. Okay, can I go back? Yeah. So to us always is the question is like the bridge between online and offline, because most of the cars today, which is amazing, I think, most of the new cars are still being bought at local dealership. I think it's funny, but it's still you know how it works, especially in Germany. And the bridge from offline to making to welcoming the car buyer in the dealership is a big challenge we want to understand, because there's the user is going to be online in this section, but we probably have problems or it's an issue to really track him or her in order to say, okay, you have, I don't know, clicked on this message or on this display ad, and now it's you as a person coming to the dealership. And the other thing is that since we know that the period of time is very short and everyone is being more online and very much mobile, has the challenge that you as a car buyer go to your dealership right just before you buy a car. You have everything in your mind about specs and price and everything. You just go there to do some negotiations and you buy your car. And why not do this even more digital, like have a virtual experience in buying the car, in experiencing the car or the dealer even before you have visited the dealer. And a very, very easy thing you can do nowadays is the following one. We see Google Maps. I don't know if you see it here on the screen. And you type in Ford Händler Hamburg, a dealership in Hamburg, and then you find, for example, Hugo Pfoe, big dealer in Hamburg, and what he did was just install this 360 photographs, which you click on, and then you can basically virtually visit the dealership. It's not really high tech nowadays anymore, but it's a very simple tool, and it's a thing which is valued by the user a lot, because he still sits on his couch and can have a look around in the dealership already, even if he's not there. And of course, there's on the other page of Hugo Pfoe, you can also go inside the car and have a look around. And the very easy thing to do, it costs like a couple hundred euros, and that's it. You need to find a photographer who does that, and that's it. You had to go online, and that's great experience already. What if we wanted to have a virtual reality test drive? Like you really still sit on your couch and you experience the car and you really can have a look and feel maybe even and drive around even while not being at the dealership. So that's what we did with Volvo in USA. The thing is, as you understood, cardboard is like the cheapest thing you can get. We always focus on the user, of course, and to me it has the same experience as any other device that are sometimes more expensive. So this thing costs, I saw it today on Amazon, it was offered for €4.25 or something. So it's really cheap, and you just put your smartphone in it and have a really great experience. And this is just the beginning of a new world that is starting out there, and there's a lot more to come. And Google Cardboard, just to come to an end maybe, 2 days ago it won the Grand Prix at Cannes at the festival in Cannes in the mobile category, and this is what we're really proud of. And one point was because it's so easy easy to copy. It's like an open platform. And it's very cheap, and it gives advertisers and creative people a lot of inspiration out there, and really make the world virtual at all. Thanks very much for your attention.
Thank you very much. And any questions from the audience right now? Yes. Got the microphones. I see there one. There's the second one. Here.
Yes, hello, I have a question about so Google is, hi, I'm sitting over here. The journey to buying a car starts virtually and then ends in the showroom. How seamlessly and how much credit does Google get for initiating that first contact with a particular brand? I presume that you said if the brand loyalty is going down, or the certainty over which car you're buying, then I would imagine car manufacturers would be more interested in finding out where the sale originated. Does Google get credit for initiating a car sale which ends up in the showroom?
That we get credit for
yes, somehow, in some way. Is there a business, is there a way that Google can say, we can prove this journey started with us? Could Daimler please hand over, you know?
Yeah, we have proof that like, it starts with the very easy things. Like you initiate an ad on Google search, and you just have one specific phone number which is only existing in this ad. And once a user clicks on it and calls, you know that this person can only have seen this ad, and then you can try to track him with the traditional, technology and processes to come to the dealership. What we are doing also is like, since everything is on smartphone today, and there is near field communication, we are now actually right now testing. Or have a big test with users that saw YouTube ads or search ads, and with their phone go to the dealership and are being registered over there. That's one. That's the second thing how you can close this gap, or build a bridge between offline and online. And there's many more to come.
I really like the idea of the Volvo Cardboard app. Do you know how many people really used that opportunity to get to know the Volvo?
I can provide the data afterwards. I haven't got it on top of my mind, but this is always. I mean, that's of course, it's a piece of content you're creating, and there's several OEMs that come out with a system like this, or with an idea like this soon. And the question is always how much do you push this information, and how many of those devices will you be able to ship? But I'm really not sure how many people really used it or signed up for it because they had to sign up. I can provide that later on.
Any other questions? Okay, I think I got them.
You're very prepared.
Yes, I have them already, but he's got them more nicer.
Very nice.
Are you yourself or a connected driver?
Yeah, well, yes, of course. I mean, with my smartphone, anyhow.
But just with the maps, as you told us, or anything else you do or you use it for?
I make phone calls, of course.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, of course. I mean, as you use a smartphone today, you know, when I'm at a red light, I also use my smartphone to check mail or something. But that's about it, I think.
Okay, but what is the future of being a connected driver during driving, except for having the maps? I use navigation systems right now, but more and more I try to use just my phone or my iPad for it. What is the next possibility to use it for? Okay, you search or find things, but...
Yeah, I mean, like we at Google, we have the challenge to, or we want to, especially in search, we want to be as good as that. We don't want to wait for requests by the user, but anticipate what the user wants to know in the next minute. So this is happening already with Google Now, an app which is very interesting. So like when I go later to the airport, I get a push message on my device here which says you now have to leave in order to get your flight because the traffic situation is this and that. So that's one thing which is very important, of course.
Okay.
But also I could imagine, I mean, for example, I mean, no matter if it's through the phone, acoustically, or on a head-up display, you could be like, why don't I get a message well, while I'm driving, like you have to pick up some shirts from the cleaning shop, and it's around the corner and they close within 10 minutes. Why don't you just stop by or something, or get aware of the next appointment you have and things. I think there's tons of things that could be done with connected driving.
But do you think that people really, especially in Germany, because we heard something about being a future-looking one, or being someone who's really fixed in traditions?
Cheese and bacon.
Yeah, cheese and bacon. Yeah. You heard it. Okay. I didn't. I was not sure whether you got this. Is it really so that the Germans love this, want this, do it as everybody else do, or is it? I think you're in America very often. Is it different there? Do they use it much more than here? And what for?
Well, I think the center of all these things, of course, which is a pity, is for all these technological things and research is obviously, or the world's center is in Silicon Valley, of course. And this is for a number of reasons. And of course, people in America might be more adaptive to new technologies. But still, as you see, I mean, like I'm an old guy at Google, right? If I'm in Hamburg in our office, many people are really younger than I am. And I see them, most of them not having a car. The trigger for them to buy a car is to buy an own car, is either they move to the suburbs or they get children or both. And that's about it. And the rest, they use the whole mobility offer that there is, including car sharing and everything. So we are maybe not as fast. Probably first one in the world, as I perceive it, technology-wise, is Asia is very important as well. But USA, Asia, then UK when it comes to Europe, and we are maybe the third. But it's gonna. I mean, sure. People are very excited about new things. If I observe the younger generation.
But doesn't it take a lot of time to implement things like that? Because I know I was involved in a project bringing the radar on a navigation system, so that you see, okay, it's going to rain and it's going to rain very heavily, so it will be dangerous. It hasn't started right now because it's probably so complicated or so difficult, but that could be something for your maps or whatever, to install much more quickly.
Might be. You know, again, I'm not a software engineer or anything, but it's always the question of does it really bring value to the user? And then the next question is how can we find a technical solution for it? And if this is a good add-on, we will implement it, of course. Yeah.
So what will it be? For example, which benefit?
Benefit of, in general, making your life easier, being better informed of the things that are important to you. And you know, and being able to take care of other things that are more comfortable than you know, being occupied with organizing your daily life.
Okay, and things like, I saw it's the new Apple Watch.
No, that's an Android device, of course.
Okay, yeah, sure. But Probably you use your smartphone as a reminder, you use your iPad as a reminder, so now you've got 3 things to remind you or to tell you what to do, when to do, where to go, or perhaps to take something on your way to. Isn't it too much? Do you use all the 3 things, or just whatever's near or next?
That's a good question. It's a matter of integration, right? And I don't want to have, like, I have 3 devices with me today, and I don't want to get pop-up messages of every device, like every time something is going on. But that's a matter of how you, as a user, handle the settings. But again, to us, it would be the approach to make it as easy as possible for the user, even that he doesn't have to take care of it. And it's to me, it's not a problem to walk around with 3 devices. I don't get bothered or anything.
Okay, thank you very much. Any other question? Last question from you. Then, thank you for being here.
Thanks very much.
See you later.